Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I am working on the third layout that I'm making with my Cocoa Daisy kit. I struggle a little bit with this layout because of the photos. So the photos are not the best quality. They're taken on phones that don't have the best cameras, and they're just kind of, I guess, older photos and a little bit of a strange photo. So the photo that I just cut down really small is a picture of my mom's necklace. So after my dad passed away, she took his wedding ring and she took her wedding ring and she went and got them fused together to where hers is inside of his. And she still wears one of her rings. She had a couple different rings. I remember her getting a couple different rings. I can't remember. That's her wedding ring though, but I can't remember what she still wears. She still wears something on her hand. Maybe it's her engagement ring, but I don't know. But anyways, that's not the point. So she took her wedding ring and his wedding ring and had them fused together, and then she had a cross put in the middle of it. So there's like a post that holds all of it together at the top, and my dad's wedding ring's on the outside, my mom's wedding ring's on the inside, and then inside of hers is a cross. And she wears it on a necklace, and she wears it all the time. That's how she wears it. So I wanted to take a picture of that and highlight that because that was something really special that my mom did after my dad passed away. I have a lot of pictures here. I'm working on the pictures around March 2014 just to finish that part up in my album, because I've kind of delayed on these. These are pictures, that's the month that my dad passed away, and I've kind of delayed on some of these pictures because I don't know if you guys do this, but these pictures, even though they're not the best quality, are still very special to me because it's my dad, and I don't want them I want them to be perfect. And I know that's totally unreasonable because not everything's going to be perfect, but I've delayed working on them because of that. So I decided just to bite the bullet and go ahead and go with it. After I did the first layout of my dad's gravestone, I was really happy with it. So I decided to go ahead and take out these two other photos. And even though they're not the best quality, like the one of my dad is very grainy if you look at it up close. And so is the one of my mom's necklace because it's like almost too close and kind of out of focus. So, but still, it's very important. So I want to have it in here. So anyways, so I decided to take out this floral paper and use it as the background. It was a beautiful piece of paper, and it's a little busy, but it's still very beautiful. So I am toning it down just a little bit with the teal cardstock as my mat for the larger pattern paper, and then I'm just using vellum, and that's really going to be the only paper layering that's done on this, and I matted the photos, but other than that there's no real paper layering for this page. It's more so just some embellishments. So I made the vellum pieces that are under the photos, I made them into banner shapes. You can't really tell here. Oh, my hair is frizzy looking, sorry about that. You can't really tell here, but they are cut into banner shapes. And so I put the smaller photo on the bottom right, and I put the larger photo on the top left. And my title is going to say Love You, Miss You. So Love You is next to my dad's photo, and Miss You is next to my mom's photo, or the photo of my mom's necklace. So the Love You alphas came in the kit. They're a vellum alpha, and I actually found those kind of hard to use because the color's not real true, so it depends on what you put it on top of as to what the color ends up being. And then I pull out these real pale pink alphas from Ellie's Studio that I got in one of their grab bag kits around, I think it was around Black Friday is when I got their grab bag, and that was in there. It's a perfect alpha, love it. It's kind of hard to see it against the background. You can see it definitely in person, but on the camera here, it's really kind of hard to see it against the background because of the floral print. It's like the same tone of pinks as some of those pinks in the background. So here's another little bit of that business card that I've been playing around with for the last two layouts. I'm just cutting out the part that says you are here with the geotag, and I'm just making sure I cut it straight because I cut it a couple times and it was definitely really wonky looking. So I'm taking out that little geotag, and I'm going to layer it under the side of my dad's photo, and then I'm taking out a tag, and this tag was actually the packaging on the large binder clip that came in the kit from Atwell, the Atwell collection of is it Fancy Pants? I can't remember who, but it was the Atwell collection. But that tag is what that was, the white tag that you see, that I'm kind of playing around with. That's what that was from. But I'm going to switch it out and use a different tag. I do all this work and then I switch it out and use a different tag. Now here's where I'm using the Cocoa Daisy sticker that I had mentioned in my last layout. It was actually on the glassine bag that I used for the layering on my last layout. And it was the perfect yellow. It matched the background. And I'm just pulling out a couple different little pieces from the embellishments here. I pulled out the offcut from one of the tabs that I used on the last layout. It's that teal color. Again, it matches this floral perfectly. And then this is where I'm going to switch out the tag. And it's because this was a larger tag and it had a little bit of hearts printed at the bottom, but it fit a little bit better with the embellishment layers that I was trying to do. I cut up that Cocoa Daisy sticker, like I said, because it added that little pop of yellow, the same color that's in the background. And it's just a label. I mean, I covered up the words that say Cocoa Daisy, and you can't even tell that it had anything on it other than the fact that it was a yellow square with a white outline on it. That's all you really see. This washi tape that came in this kit is amazing. It's the perfect size. It's the perfect color, and it's a really pretty print. I think it's supposed to be like fish scales, like a scallop. It's like a sideways scallop. But they're koi fish. I think, yeah, that's right. They're koi fish, right? That came in the planner kit. And that's printed on the planner pages from Cocoa Daisy for July. And so I think it's supposed to be more of like fish scales, but it's so pretty. And you can just think of it as scallops. It's really pretty. I like it a lot. So that's my little cluster up here. I just added a glue dot behind the little twine that's in my tag because I didn't want it to move around and shift because it just wasn't really getting very tight. So I wanted to make sure that it stayed stuck down. I'm adding a little bit of the washi, same type of paper layering here at the bottom, just different little pieces, and I used like the offcut of that tab like I had mentioned just to have a little pop of that teal down here. And then I'm going to use this little heart that's from the Pink Fresh Studio die cut pack that was in the kit as well. So I wasn't really sure how to do my journaling because it's such a busy background. So what I decided to do is just cut apart some paper strips and layer it right down here by the bottom photo, so it would stand out, but not really be like just this big block of white paper on the background. I pulled out a little arrow. It's just a blue kind of puffy arrow that was in the puffy alphabet sheet that came in the kit, and I'm going to put it beside the journaling here at the bottom to point to the photo of my mom's necklace, and it just says Mama had their wedding rings made into a necklace with a cross that she wears at all times. And that's all my journaling says. So I'm just cutting that into paper strips down here, and it's definitely noticeable. You can read the journaling, but it doesn't really detract from the background any. I wanted to highlight this beautiful floral paper. It's beautiful. I'm usually not into florals, which is kind of interesting, but I really like this paper. It's kind of whimsical, kind of watercolor like looking. It's very pretty. I'm just gluing this down using my Tombow Mono multi-glue. And then I have just a few more things. I'm going to end up creating a third embellishment cluster. None of my clusters are real busy, but I felt like the layout wasn't really complete. So at this point I could have stopped, but I didn't feel like it was complete enough. So I'm going to try a couple of different things and see what looks good. I'm trying to just see if I can tuck in a few little things elsewhere. And this is where I decided to go ahead and add just a small cluster down here right under the photo of my dad, kind of at the edge of the love you part. So I'm going to pull out this circle sticker sheet, not sticker sheet, pattern paper, and cut apart one of these circles. I probably should have just cut this pattern paper up from the very beginning into circles because that's how I use it. But I kept it together because I wasn't sure if I was going to use the yellow at any point in time. So anyways, every time I use a circle, I just cut it out. So I'm going to use this sweetheart one that was a half circle. It was on the edge of the paper, but it fits fine right under the photo of my dad. I'm going to layer a little bit of the washi tape right up underneath. I cut a little bit of yellow off of one of the little houses that was in the die cut pack, but I needed that yellow again. And then I'm also going to include the little heart from the die cut pack as well, kind of to mimic the heart at the bottom and the heart that's on the geotag at the top. And then the very last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take 2 circles off of that puffy alpha sheet and put them in each of the clusters, just that way there's a little bit of that blue since I have it in the bottom, just to be consistent across the page. But other than that, this layout's done. Thanks for joining me today. If y'all want to see more about each of these layouts, go to my blog, because I always have a coordinating blog post with each of the layouts that I complete for y'all. But other than that, thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all joining me. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and make sure you subscribe so you get notification of all the new videos that I post. All right, have a great afternoon, guys. Bye.